my son has a child at the age I did, I'll be 80. Alex Jones, who's just had her first baby at almost 40, on the problems facing older mums. Many new mums will recognize how Alex Jones felt the night before she returned to her job as co-host of the One Show earlier this year, after a few months away looking after her new baby. "I felt absolutely sick," she says, shaking her head. Partly it was the trepidation experienced by anyone who's been away from the office for a while, in Alex's case only 3 months. But 3 months in which the sunny, beautifully groomed presenter had become a jogging-bottom clad full-time mum to Edward Alun Burrell Thomson, Eddie for short, who arrived in January. "You spend a long time in this fog where the best you can do is pull on a pair of joggers and a maternity bra," she says. "And there's nothing wrong with that because I think people put pressure on themselves to look like they used to immediately, and it's just impossible. But like everybody, it doesn't matter what job you do, you have that fear. Will things have changed? Will I even remember how to do it?" On top of that was the realization that as much as she loves her job, she wasn't actually quite ready to return to work. With hindsight it would have been better to have taken longer off. But of course you don't know that before you go. You make all these plans and when you're still at work you say, "Yeah, it'll be fine, I'll be fine to come back after 3 months." "I felt fine in myself, but I didn't feel ready to be separated from Teddy," she says now. Nonetheless, a touch of self-confessed maternity leave paranoia, her own absence coincided with the screening of BBC One thriller The Replacement, in which a high-flying architect played by Morgan Christie goes on maternity leave only to discover her cover, the brilliant Vicky McClure, has a sinister agenda, meant she had to grab the bull by the horns. In the end, that first nerve-wracking appearance on the One Show sofa back in April alongside co-presenter Matt Baker went swimmingly, with the viewers. The show pulls in around 4 million 5 days a week, delighted to have her back if the congratulatory tweets were anything to go by. "Yes, it was fine," she laughs now. "Adrenaline and familiarity kicked in. Matt was there, he was holding my hand through it and said, 'Al, they're pleased you're back.' So that was lovely. I was lucky I had a huge welcome. And my editor helped me to work out a part-time solution, because I told him I didn't feel I could come back full-time straight away. He's a father of 4 and he came over to my house to talk things through and work it out. That meant building up to full-time over a few weeks and now, furnished with a fabulous nanny, a New Zealander as a nod to her husband Charlie Thompson's birthplace, she's had the confidence to strike out and front a new series of her own, The Secrets in My Family, in which she helps those taking part to dig deeper into their history using a pioneering DNA test to uncover the truth behind their family mysteries. A basic saliva sample is the start of the tear-jerking revelations on Alex's new show The Secrets in My Family. A sample is examined by testing service ancestry DNA, and the person's genetic background and ethnicity are revealed. We use micro or array-based autosomal DNA testing, which analyzes a person's entire genetic makeup, explains a spokesperson. This can map your ethnicity going back several generations and show what region of the world your ancestors were from. It can also help us to identify relationships with unknown relatives through DNA matchings. Ancestry DNA tried to find a genetic link with the sample and some of the 5 million other people on the database. We were more interested in who our contributors were related to than their ethnic backgrounds, says series producer Kate Farnaby. It was about using the technology to find links with missing relatives, someone they might be keen to contact. If we found a connection to a first, second or third cousin, as we often did, we could start to piece the puzzle together. In some cases we brought people together with relatives they didn't know they had. In the first episode we meet Andrew Lovell, the former drummer of 90s group M People, a black man with 2 white parents. He was brought up believing he was adopted until, at the age of 35, Andrew was told by the woman he thought was his adoptive mother that she was in fact his birth mother. She and her husband had told people he was adopted to avoid the shame of her extramarital affair, and the show tries to find Andrew's black biological father. Then there's Kirsty, 24, from West Sussex, who's trying to find her missing father who disappeared from her life when she was just 2. She doesn't even know if he's still alive, but she's now engaged and would love to track him down in the hope